bah. I would say ho ho ho, but bah humbug.
What?
That's from Scrooge. That's from Scrooge. He says bah humbug. Bah humbug.
Did you ever read the Wizard of Oz book?
Nope. I don't read.
He said the Wizard of Oz is like, he says, I'm a humbug.
He says that.
But I think does he say that in the movie though? He mentions,
that movie I haven't seen in a bit.
A humbug.
I saw that. I was in the play when I was a kid, in case you wanted to know. I don't know if this is common knowledge, but I was in the Wizard of Oz play.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you have a guess of what I was?
Munchkin.
No. Come on.
What?
No, dude, I was like a lead. You kidding? No.
Dorothy.
Okay, fine. I was the Scarecrow. Yeah, I know. And you're thinking, that makes total sense. He's so physical.
I guess a humbug is like a misleading thing. So I guess that's the wizard was that. He was
a humbug is a misleading thing.
He was misleading them.
What the fuck? What misleading? What? Okay, well, I'm not gonna get to the bottom of this. I have a shirt, and you think it's a Christmas shirt, but it says "Bah humbug," because I hate holidays.
Yeah.
So,
do you really hate holidays?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. Christmas time, people have this crazy. They love Christmas time. They love Christmas time, and I love Christmas. I do, but I do think that it is. I don't love Christmas music really. Christmas movies are hit and miss.
Yeah, I love Christmas. I love Christmas time. I've always loved all holidays. As I get older, I like Christmas music. However, I am tired. What I don't like is the insistence on like the same 5 songs.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna sound weird, but last year I found myself glued to. There is a station on Sirius XM that is Country Christmas.
Country Christmas.
And I'm not a country fan.
I know this about you.
But that station would just play bizarre, like just shit. Oh, their elves are small and they're driving around in their pickup truck, and it was like, well, this is putting me in the Christmas spirit, and it's making me laugh.
That's so stupid.
So I'm kind of in on this,
Yeah.
There was an obscure music station on there that used to play like only kind of old stuff, and a lot of it was obscure, like 1940s Christmas music that you don't hear a lot. And I loved it. And then something happened in the last year or two, new management or something, where they were like, "You got to play the classics."
Yeah.
So now this year I put it on, and it's always, "Oh, the weather outside is frightful." Okay, no, wait. Okay, I'll come back later, and then you come back to it. When we finally kiss goodnight. No, okay, back to it later. And my least favorite, I'm sorry, is Winter Wonderland. I don't need to hear, "In the meadow we can build a snowman." I've heard it. I've fucking heard it.
And that's the thing is...
That now, as I'm older, drives me crazy. I don't need to hear Mariah Carey anymore. Sorry. Love that song. Don't ever need to hear it again.
I just, for me, I love some things about Christmas. The family, obviously, stuff.
Yes.
Like there is nothing more magical than... kids waking up on Christmas Eve and I hear them whispering and they're like, "Oh my God, Santa did come." All this stuff that's like, oh, that's sweet and fun. This is great.
Yeah.
But
you can't really say there's nothing more magical than that, because I feel like there's a lot of things you're missing out on. The last disc of the original FF7.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Was dope.
Yeah. But there are things about it that are great.
Yeah.
And I do feel like in this movie they make a point like there's no better time than Christmas Eve night. And I kind of agree with that. It's like the anticipation of the next day, it's going to be great. And like all the Christmas lights are on, everyone's excited. Like I love that feeling. I really do.
Even now, I don't have kids, but my favorite night of the year is still Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Because we see a ton of family. And I always have felt, even when I was a kid, the energy was on fire on Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, all right, we did it. We're here.
Yeah.
And it's a nice day.
Yeah, it's
but
a nice day.
Christmas Eve is where the hype was at.
Because Christmas Day could never live up to the hype of Christmas Eve, like the next day going to be.
Yeah.
And I love that. So this movie nailed that for sure. That one part when he's like, this is the best night where miracles happen. Like, that's very nice.
Yeah.
There is one song in particular that I listen to on Christmas Eve only when I'm putting the girls to bed. Yeah, it's only then.
People Equal Shit by Slipknot.
That was it. I don't even know. It's some. I should find out what it is. But it's just like some orchestra, and it's like not even people singing. It's just like the music. And it's just really nice. And at the end, it's just like you hear like little Santa sleigh bells in this background. And it's like, it's a perfect Christmas Eve song.
Yeah.
What is it?
Wait,
Sleigh. It's some Manchester Orchestra or I don't fucking. No, it's like, ooh. It's like that, but it's like, do, 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 do.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
It's very nice. And there's like
called?
Wind-swept sounds.
Yep. I know exactly the track you're talking about.
It's great. It's a great song. I have it on my phone, but if I look at it, then that's going to go away. And we don't want that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no.
There is one song I have that is just like that. Only Christmas Eve do I listen to 5-Star Bitch. Because Nikki's verse on it is so good.
Yeah.
I think she says, I just had an epiphany. I need to go to Tiffany's. And my cookie's always slippery. I don't need no help. I pay the bills on time.
Yeah.
So, it just goes on and on.
That's really nice. That's lovely. So, yeah, we have our own traditions.
Halloween as I get older, I love every holiday. Halloween as I got older, I've been tested on because I feel like the internet something happened where, and this is interesting too, Halloween has kind of taken over. I feel like I see more and more public embracement of Halloween. If it used to be kind of like, okay, you're a kid. Oh, you're not trick-or-treating anymore? Okay, Halloween, well, we'll get together. Okay. It's kind of tepid. But I feel like Halloween takes more and more of a hold every year to the point that I see a lot of events, even in the theme parks, where it's like, during Halloween, this hotel's booked up. Oh, during Halloween, the park's sold out. Oh, this Halloween. But then Christmas is not like that. And it's like everyone went during Halloween. Well, I think it's the internet involved because they've hyped Halloween up to be bigger than ever. I see more stuff for it than ever. But also, I think Christmas is connected to a lot of bullshit for people too. I think there is a level of, you got to meet the family. Oh, you got to fly out to the East Coast to be with the family. Oh, you got to, Halloween is none of that. It is the abandonment of responsibility. And so I think people have embraced it a little more. Maybe.
Christmas time for me as an adult is stressful.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, it's only fun and it's only great stuff. But now it's like, okay, like, you only have so much money in this world, and it's like, okay, I got to get presents for everyone. And then I make sure the kids have a great Christmas. I got to make sure that happens. But also, like, I still have to pay like the water bill, like stuff like that, where it's like, you're trying to like budget everything. And it's a stressful time for me. I do love it at the end of the day, but there is a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And so, I just want to make sure everyone has a good Christmas and I get the right gifts. I get stuff like that. It's just a whole, that's the thing. But overall, I do love Christmas. Halloween, I don't give a fuck about Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I hit a point where I was actually like, I'm so done with Halloween. Again, it was here's what drives me nuts about it. I'll say this. Christmas, I feel like we kept getting it earlier and earlier, and people have spoken up enough where I don't know. I feel like you do see Christmas stuff early.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people know, hey, wait till Thanksgiving ends. Okay. Oh, it's Black Friday. All right, we're doing Christmas stuff now. I think everyone's kind of on the same page.
I kind of feel, I do see like the day after Halloween, the Christmas trees are up at the stores, but I don't care.
But
fine.
But that's still seen by most people as psycho behavior a little bit.
Sure.
Like, geez,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Most part, people are on the same page. Halloween, we need to have that moment because I know people who go so hard on it August 1st.
August 1st. 1st.
Yeah, it's
That's
like it's,
months.
it's spooky season. September 1st, it's spooky season. Either of those makes no sense to me because the same thing happens every year. October hits and all those people are burnt. All those people have stopped bringing up Halloween. I'm like, why don't you just wait till October? And do it? It's never made any sense to me. This year in October, there were all these Halloween events going on, and I didn't hear about them because they started in August, and everyone was done with them by then.
Yeah.
So I am always confused by that. We need to, I don't know. To me, if it's all Halloween, then none of it is. It gets boring.
Yeah.
But I'm even in on Easter, dude. Again, we're a big Catholic family, so we're doing all kinds of crazy Easter shit. Love that. I really like Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving gets trampled. Between Halloween and Christmas, that gets trampled.
Thanksgiving's great because you get all the food, you get all the family, but none of the stress. Really of like.
Yeah, maybe some people, maybe there's an awkward thing or this dinner.
Seeing family can be stressful.
It's going to be hard to travel here, maybe, but I've always really liked Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I like Thanksgiving. But we're here today.
To
talk about a movie I had never seen until today.
And we're in the Christmas arena now.
We're in the Christmas arena, and we're watching a Scrooged. Now, I will say, this movie started off on it had an uphill battle, because I don't like the story of Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't care about that.
I'm just kind of tired of it.
Maybe that's what it is. The ghost, I've seen it so many times that it's like, I picked this movie. I like Bill Murray movies, and I feel like I've never seen this Christmas movie, so I should check it out. But I will say that I was like, all right, fucking Scrooge, here we go. Because I'm going to give Christmas present, Tiny Tim. Okay.
Yeah. I've just seen it too many times. I have no desire to keep seeing that.
No, no. So, that being said, what did we think of the movie? What is this movie? It's not, it's a different take on the Scrooge story.
Yeah.
Obviously. It starts off, and I was like, oh, this is something we would make. Like, it starts off with like just like they're showing him the advertisements for this live special they're working on, and they're all fucking funny. Like, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Even like, the things that he doesn't like and thinks sucks. I'm still laughing. Like, it's clearly a joke, and it's like so fucking lame, and it's great. Then they show his cut for what it is, and it's fucking crazy, dude. It's heinous. And they decided to run with that instead. And then, I think what it is to me, and why I maybe don't like the Ebenezer Scrooge story so much, is because you're just watching someone be a complete monster for half the movie, and then, change their ways. But then the cynical side of me is like, yeah, but how long are they going to really be nice for? This is just, I see that. This is the one day they're going to be nice. I bet they go back to their old ways.
Yeah.
I bet they do. But Bill Murray, I don't know. He he runs a TV network. What is it? No, it's not NBC. IBC.
Yeah.
IBC. And he is the head of it. And he is, Bill Murray kind of always plays an asshole, right? Yeah. He's always this character.
Good at that. Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah. So he's playing, the asshole, and he's the asshole boss who, fires. I didn't know Bobcat was in this movie.
Oh, yeah. That was really funny.
When at first we started talking, I didn't even recognize him, honestly. Yeah. And then later on, I'm like, that's fucking Bobcat Goldthwait or whatever.
Yeah.
Fires him on Christmas Eve. He's working on Christmas Eve. And, his secretary, what is that woman from? I don't remember her. Alfred Woodard.
Oh, shit.
She is so familiar, and I could not figure it out. What I do like about... I wasn't really high-pitched there for a second. What I do like about Amazon Prime watching a movie on there is when you pause it was you who's on the screen.
Yeah.
That is a very nice feature.
Super nice feature. I love that.
But I don't remember what she's from, but she is so familiar to me. But that's his assistant, who seems to be a very sweet, loving person who just works for a fucking monster. And, he's trying to get, like, what do I get everyone for Christmas? And he just keeps saying, bath towel, bath towel, bath towel. Like, fuck all of them, like.
Yeah.
I think the boss gets a VCR, but everyone else gets shitty bath towels. Who cares? No Christmas bonus. Also, you have to work tonight. He's like, but it's Christmas Eve, and I have kids, and I have a doctor's appointment. He's like, well, you're gonna have to miss it because if you aren't here, then I can't work, and if I can't work, I can't work. So you're fuck you. Essentially, doesn't give a shit. He's enjoying watching Bobcat get like thrown out on the street, and then like he's like laughing at him, getting like roughed up by the security. You know, all this. He's just heinous. He's just a heinous bloke. What you would imagine Ebenezer Scrooge to be.
Yeah.
The ironic thing, of course, is that they're putting on a Scrooge live thing on Christmas Eve to watch that night. Which people were even saying, it's kind of fucked up you put this live on Christmas Eve because it's people who are in it can't be with their families on Christmas Eve. And this is the one time that they should be with their families.
Yeah, yeah. Which, by the way, I did not know until I looked at behind the scenes stuff on this movie that they had a real life situation like this in the production of the movie.
That was fucking wild.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but something. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, it was. They started filming in December of '87, a year before this is supposed to come out.
Okay.
And they were like, cool, so we'll do, which, by the way, I did not know until the credits rolled that this was a Richard Donner movie.
Yeah.
Richard Donner, Superman 2, Richard Donner. Wait, did he do 1, 2? I think
I'm not sure.
No, I can't remember. But I know it was always famous, the Donner cut of Superman 2.
The Donner cut.
Yeah, because he had a better cut of the movie. And I've seen it. It was better. But anyway, so they scheduled it, and then he was like, okay, and then we'll take Christmas off. And then, Paramount was like, no, like we're in full guns blazing mode. Like, we're not taking Christmas off. No, I think we should take Christmas off. Nope. We're in production mode. We're not keeping everyone on more days.
The irony here is fucking like
they Scrooged him.
This can't be real. It's so much what the movie is about.
So he got around it by he was like, don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Christmas Eve came. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm firing everyone. I hate the staff, the cast, all of them. They're all fired. They were all fired Christmas Eve night.
This is crazy.
They all had Christmas Day off, and then, hey, good news. Hey, good news. You're all rehired on December 26th. He just fired them for one day, so they all had Christmas off.
Wow.
And then, good news. I'm going to save the studio a ton of money. I just rehired everyone. Like, he played some sneaky shit.
That's hilarious.
So they could get Christmas off. But how dumb that it came to that.
Yo, what? The executive, did they see this movie? But, that's me?
If you saw, if it was like, guys, here at Mega64, guys, we have to work on Christmas. I would think whatever we did, it's broken. We can't do this.
There's something that's wrong here.
That's like morally wrong.
Yeah, even like, when you do go out on Christmas and like, I don't know, you go to 7-Eleven and it's open, I always feel like,
I feel rotten.
I'm sorry.
I really try to not go anywhere. I don't like to fucking patronize any business that day because I just feel like we should all be chilling at home.
I remember
this is the one day we should be eating fucking cookies and doing nothing.
Being like right out of high school, and on Christmas night, it was like everyone went to Denny's or something.
Yeah,
I forget what, but I remember we tipped the waitress 100% because it's like, hey, it's Christmas, I'm sorry you're here,
Unfortunately, all Shawn ordered was a side of bacon, so the 100% tip was $2.24.
$2.24, but that was double.
Yeah.
So I gave her $5. But I cannot believe that that's a real story. That person, like,
why did they do that? The movie wasn't going to suffer a day. Like, come on.
Bill Murray was just channeling that person. Like, there was a real life person who was like this. That just shows you, that fiction sometimes it's all based on reality, but if you see someone and think, oh, they're too evil, that no one's like that, no, they are. People are that fucking
Art
evil.
imitates life.
Art imitates
What's
life.
the biggest tip you've ever left? Biggest tip you've ever given? Yeah. You don't have to give a dollar amount. I mean, if you want to, go for it.
No.
But what's the thing where you go, that was I gave them the biggest tip ever?
Well, I mean, the Denny's, I gave them 100%. Can you go more than that?
Again, $2, really?
It was more than that.
No.
But
cool.
I think that I've been to places and I've given shit. At least at least $70.
Well,
That was a
I
lot.
mean, I'm like I said, I'm not even looking for an amount as much as like the experience. It was that good. They're getting the best tip ever. They're getting the biggest tip.
What was
ever.
yours? I can't think of one.
The one time at Phil's barbecue, there was a dude there. We brought a big party there.
Yeah.
It was a family thing, and this guy was so on it with everyone's shit. And was in such good spirits, and the kids were there, and he was like giving free stuff to the kids and bringing stuff to them, and the kid didn't like this, I'll get him something else. He'll like this. Okay, I mean, he was the sweetest, nicest man, older guy, and was such. I mean, just he made the whole dinner better. And I remember we had just gotten for I think we did some event or something and had some cash from it, and I'm like, I'm gonna give it to this guy. Like, this guy made our entire night better.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was $3,300. No, that's not true. No, but it was I just remember leaving that feeling
also
this guy deserves everything. Hey, if anyone has spare cash, put it in the thing. This guy deserves it, and everyone agreed. So I think we all so I gave. I mean, it wasn't like $1 million, but it was a good. It was more than a normal tip would be. I gave him, and everyone else chipped in too. They were like, we're all on the same page. This guy was next level, the nicest, And so I don't even know how much that guy got. But went a long way.
A place. Those of you who don't, very few many people go to Phil's because it's a San Diego. I think only San Diego place, but it's a place where you order at the counter and they do give you stuff at the table, but it's not like a serving situation.
No, it's mostly like, you're doing it yourself.
They just check on you. They give you some.
It's mostly quick service.
You even get your own plates.
Yeah,
and,
you can do it all yourself.
Yeah, so getting like any tip is pretty good. So a huge tip is like probably unheard of.
We were all just like, dude, this guy did such a good job.
Well, that's good. And
I would say the lowest tip is probably I'll freely admit was the Denny's on Market Street in San Francisco.
God, that was the worst.
Where it was like, I don't think the staff is here.
That was the worst experience.
Do we tip? We got to tip them. Yeah. It's not going to be a big tip. Okay.
There's no one here. We've been here for 3 hours, and
I haven't seen
I haven't seen a person, so I don't know what to do.
Well, someone handed me these eggs. Did they? I don't know. They were just here. I went to the bathroom and let's just go. Okay.
That was the weirdest thing.
Okay. But I still tip a minimum.
We should have dined and dashed, honestly. I've never done that in my life. That was the one time where I just need to leave.
Yeah, the closest thing also was Denny's Black Friday when I was with Eric and Kevin, maybe. We went out for Black Friday, got Denny's, and the staff never came back. They served us and it was totally fine, but then they left and it was like, we've been trying to pay for like an hour and a half. I don't see the woman anywhere. I can't find staff at all. We got to go. It was like, we hadn't slept.
Yeah.
We got up so early and it was like 7 a.m. and it's like, I got to go. And it wasn't a dine and dash, but we put a 20 on the table and it's like, we just got pancakes. That might be too much, might be too little. I don't actually know. We never got the bill.
Never got the bill.
But $20, that might be more. We just got pancakes. We may have tipped them a lot. But we'll never know. And we tried our best, and we thought that was more than enough.
I mean,
but it might not.
What can you do? There's times that are just gone.
Yeah,
so
that's the closest I would to dine and dash, where it's just like I can't wait for the check anymore. Like
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, we got
all right. Shakers.
Tangent.
What are we giving this movie? Oh,
all right. So now Karen Allen is what's the name of her character? Claire.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see her in this.
She is, she smiles and it literally lights up the screen. There's something about her face that is so nice.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that she had much of an acting career outside of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
I had heard that she went on to maybe I'm thinking of somebody else that she went on to do. She ran like a hair salon or something.
Oh, what?
I might be thinking of the woman in Clerks. I'm not sure, but I thought she went on to do other stuff. But I looked at her IMDb. She got a pretty good selection. She was in a good amount of stuff.
But really, So I'm kind of all over the place. So let me try to get the plot a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I was gonna ask you, Rocco, because I kind of got confused for a second. There was a guy that so Bill Murray obviously runs the company, but there is someone who is his boss.
Yeah.
And then he has some other dude come and like oversee the production of the Scrooge thing. But I could not for the life of me figure out who this guy was in relation to anything. I don't know how I missed that. But
Yeah.
I didn't.
I must have too.
I didn't get it. This is all of a sudden there's a guy who now is like keeping an eye on Bill Murray because I think maybe they think that he's losing it a little bit because he is. He is going through, he's being a fucking asshole. And then, of course, the Scrooge dynamic comes into play as he is producing the Scrooge live show at the same time. He kind of gets the Ghost of Christmas. No, not the Ghost of Christmas. What's the Jacob Marley character in?
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. I don't think maybe that's his name in the movie. Or I don't think it is because everyone is his name differently. He's not Ebenezer Scrooge. He's Frank Cross. But a guy shows up who had his old job. Who the makeup effect on this guy was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It looked heinous.
There's some good practical effects in this movie.
It looked gross, which is cool. Comes up and is like, "Remember me? I was you. I should have enjoyed life more. You need to enjoy your life more." And he's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm doing great." And he's being the typical Bill Murray smart-ass self.
Yeah.
And then the ghost, puts him through a window and then throws him off the window. And another gross effect of like the hand breaking off. It was all gross.
Yeah.
Wakes up and realizes there's this dream, but he's like, "You're going to get visited by 3 ghosts," as they do in Scrooge.
Do they actually call him Jacob Marley in this?
Do they? I mean, I look at I don't think so.
I mean, Jamie Farr is credited as Jacob Marley.
Oh. Okay.
But that might have been in the production he was putting together.
See, it gets confusing.
Yeah.
Because there is a Scrooge in this movie, but it's not Bill Murray.
It was also cool, by the way, just as a side note, casting note, kind of neat seeing Robert Mitchum in this, playing the boss or whatever in this movie. Because you remember him from, what the fuck was it called? Night of the Creeps or whatever. No, not Night of the Creeps.
No.
Where he had the tattooed fingers. What is that? Night of the Hunter.
That was him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Remember the main good-looking dude in that?
Yeah.
That's him, Robert Mitchum.
Wow. That's an earlier. That was like during COVID times.
Yeah.
I
early movie club.
I remember recording that in the garage.
Yeah.
That was like, we've been doing the show for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like what? It's the third year. Damn. Okay.
My one of my favorite Queens of the Stone Age lyrics. You ain't Robert Mitchum.
They say that in a song?
In a song. They go,
What song was
you're
that?
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound can.
What?
Song was called The Fun Machine Took a Shit
Oh, that
and
one.
Died.
That one.
That's not on an album, though.
We just saw Queens of the Stone Age.
That's why it's on my mind.
I see.
They didn't do that.
It was a
song.
good concert.
Do you know there was a concerted effort at that concert to, they never do that song live, Fun Machine Took a Shit and Died, that they said, if they do requests, every now and then in a show, they'll take requests. We need this many people to scream that out at this time. Like, get up to the bar. Okay, I'm at the bar. This is on Reddit. I'm on the bar. I'm at the bar. I'm going to yell, the Fun Machine took a shit and died. They didn't have enough people. Because remember, we were there.
We were there. They didn't play it.
No, they saw signs. And I went back to Reddit, and people were like, someone brought fucking signs. It ruined our plan. He just went off what the sign said.
Make a sign that says take the Fun Machine.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
They blew it.
They fucking blew it. They did. There was a part where they were like, all right, you choose the songs. And people started like yelling out songs like, I'll play that one. And they started playing. It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Anyway.
That's how you should do a concert,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I want.
Yeah.
Don't give me your shitty songs. I'll tell you the good songs.
Yeah. Don't give me your shitty songs. That's what I like to say at every concert.
You got to insult the people on stage.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, then Frank is sitting in his office, waking up from his crazy dream where Jacob Marley is fucking with him, and then the phone randomly dials, and it's a girl named Claire Phillips, who is his ex-girlfriend. And he basically is a voicemail like, Claire, I don't know what's going on. I need you to come down here. I need your help. So then that's that. He's on the set, and all of a sudden, Claire walks in. We talked about before, Karen Allen from Indiana Jones. Beautiful Karen Allen, who Bill Murray is a fucking dick to everyone.
Yeah.
And like it's so weird. This is the weirdest dynamic of the whole movie was Claire and Bill Murray in this movie. Every scene of theirs together felt weird. And I think it's because he was playing such a dick and she was such a good person.
Yeah.
That it was like she's making these like, you know, loving eyes at him. Like, it's been so good. I've missed you. It's good to see you. How have you been? You're so successful now. You've gotten your dream. And then a guy shows up like, I don't know how to get the little antlers on these little mice here. These little live mice. He's like, I don't know, staple it to their head. And then she's like, how could you, Frank? And then she goes back to making the loving eyes again. It's like, yo, that's a mood killer, what he just did. And then like he like starts yelling at this kid and like, what's wrong with you, kid? And like, get out of here. What, you call security on him, break his legs. Back to Claire, and then she's like, oh, how that was mean. But you're so good to see you. It's like, is it really good to see you? He's a fucking he's a monster.
Yeah.
That was a weird dynamic to me.
Yes.
Anyways, they agree to meet up. She goes to, I guess she works like a homeless shelter or like something like that.
Yeah.
And guess what? He's a fucking dick to all the people who are in need. And then she still is fucking like into him. I don't know. I don't get why they broke up. I don't get any of this. It's just, it wasn't working out. He's clearly a fucking monster and all about his career. And she, for some reason, is so sweet that she just can look past the fact that he's the worst person on the planet.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
So he's seeing all this because the Ghost of Christmas Past is showing him all.
Well,
this, right?
I think what happened is that Jacob Marley called her, so she came down in real life to see him.
Oh, yeah, right.
Really just to introduce the audience to who this person even is to him.
Right.
Because then later on, the Ghost of Christmas Past picks him up in this taxi. It's a whole wacky, very 80s scenario.
Yeah.
Like the gross teeth, the cab, the fare is going back years to showing you the years. And it's like, you know, you see Frank's childhood and you see how his dad, who is in Christmas Vacation. He's the shitty boss in Christmas Vacation who he talks like this.
Bill Murray's brother.
That is Bill Murray's brother.
Brian Doyle Murray or something.
That's wild to me that that's Bill Murray's brother. That looks nothing like Bill Murray.
Love that guy. I have always enjoyed that guy's performances. Take whatever you got last year and add 20%. I've always liked that guy's delivery.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I think all Bill Murray's brothers are actually in this movie. I think his actual brother plays his brother as well. I think so. But anyways, that's the dad. So his brother plays his dad. This all is tracking. Okay, so then you see he had a life where he was kind of just ignored and forced to watch TV all the time. He had a shitty childhood. His dad sucked. His present for Christmas, he wanted a choo-choo train, but instead he got a thing of veal instead. You know, it was just the one house not decorated, the one house not cared about, whatever.
Yeah.
So then you kind of see where his, you know, what formed him. Then later on, you see him meet Claire. You see him meet Claire, and it's a circumstance of he was coming into her record store. She was leaving the record store and got smacked in the head.
Yeah.
He picked her up somehow, although she was way out of his league. And, you know, it cuts to them like being a couple, being lovey-dovey. Then he fucks it all up by caring more about his career, being at this time he was like a dog, some kid show, and he was like in a dog suit. So you see that he really was you know, he had to do some shit being in a TV production company.
Yeah. He moved up the ladder.
He moved up the ladder. But because clearly he's fine, you know, stabbing people in the back.
Yeah.
Stepping on throats, as they say.
Yep.
So it's Christmas Eve. It all takes place on Christmas Eve, just like the movie, just like the real Scrooge story. I think it all takes place on Christmas Eve as well. And you see him, you know, hey, we're going to go to this party with your friends that we always go to and your brother. We're going to do the party. And he's like, I'm not going to that. I have a chance to go to dinner with the Jacob Marley guy who ended up dying later.
Yeah.
Because I want to, you know, I want his job. I got to suck up to the boss. And she's like, but this is for me. You promised me that we would do this. And he's like, well, I can't, you can't expect me to miss this. You're being selfish. So then they break up. Then he sees it and he sees how he made the choice of a career over her.
Yeah.
Is there anything more in the past? I don't think so.
Not that I remember.
Wakes up. And now he's a little fucked. He's just, he's kind of seeing like my life is kind of shitty. He's still a shithead. And you see like him like, with his assistant being a dick to him. Then you see her at home a lot and you see like she has a lot of kids. One of her sons doesn't speak anymore because he witnessed his dad being murdered and hasn't spoken in 5 years. And it's a whole heartbreaking thing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really care
yet.
But don't worry, everyone. He's going to care. Then, the Ghost of Christmas Present shows exactly what you would, all the fucked up people around, all the things around him that are, you see the guy who he wanted $2 and Bill Murray said no to, and now he's frozen to death and he's dead.
Yeah.
You see, like, everything that he is currently doing and how he fucked it all up. You're seeing that. And then it shows you the future. And then, of course, the future is, he's dead. His brother cares. The girl who plays the brother's wife, I know her name. She's in like Just Shoot Me. She's in Frasier. She's a great actress. I love her.
I don't know her name though.
Me neither, but she's great. She's great. But you see her upset, and then Bill Murray's dead. No one cares about it, and then Bill Murray snaps to, as you would expect, and becomes what I didn't expect was Bobcat shows up in his office and starts trying to kill him with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Then somehow Bill Murray gets Bobcat on his side saying, I'm going to give you, a huge raise. Come on back to work with me, but you have to do one thing, which is go into the studio and point the shotgun at the people who are running this show on Christmas Eve. That's what you have to do. And then Bill Murray interrupts his own broadcast and basically is like, I was being a dick. Everyone here shouldn't be working right now. I've learned the true meaning of Christmas. I'm going to share it to you. And then, Claire sees this on TV at the shelter and ends up driving down there and, forgiving him for all the shit he did.
Yeah.
And they all live happily ever after, I suppose. That's pretty much the quick gist of it. But it's a story. Yeah. It's just a new take on the story of Scrooge that we've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So the real question here is, what do we think of that? How did you feel about this movie, Rocco? Did you?
I thought, I love a good cheesy Christmas movie. This one being made in the 80s, and it's got Bill Murray in it, and I'm like, how have I never seen this? And I heard about it for years.
Yeah.
Finally saw it. And I love it. I half love it because, it's from this era of like all my favorite cheesy 80s movies, and it's Christmas themed and whatever. And I do like kind of older Bill Murray movies like that, whatever, like him being in Ghostbusters, him being in this. It's kind of cut from the same cloth a little bit. So I like that. Really, the part that I don't like is Christmas Carol. I just don't care about that aspect of it. This was done, 40-something years before that, before me being sick of it.
Sure.
So,
sure,
I'll forgive it now. Or, not. I guess it's 30-something.
35.
Not quite 40 yet. But so that part, I'm like, whatever. But if I'm gonna watch a Christmas Carol, send up, I'd probably pick this one.
Yeah,
because I like all the ingredients. I think all the ingredients are good.
Yeah, this may sound crazy, but I felt like this movie was like, well, this is just Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray. Like, he's acting the same in this movie as he is in Groundhog's Day, and he learns a lesson the same way he does in Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
But I like Groundhog's Day way more than this.
Yeah, but if it's Christmas and you want that, if you want that kind of story, the guy comes around,
right,
whatever. I think it's a good adaptation.
I agree.
If we're talking Bill Murray movie, Groundhog's Day is probably the more unique.
Yes.
Harold Ramis directed that. It's got a little more of a hook in terms of just a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
This. Yeah, I mean, it's a solid Christmas movie.
It's a solid
Christmas
movie. Danny Elfman did the music for it. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that was cool. That was cool.
That's cool. Yeah, so the director, Richard Donner, and Bill Murray did not get along. I think they fought the entire movie.
I heard about that.
Bill
yeah.
Murray also kind of retired from acting a little bit after Ghostbusters and was like kind of just like done. And then this movie brought him back. You know, the budget of this movie was $32 million and ended up making 100, and it's a cult classic. So obviously it's become, that's the thing about Christmas movies though, is like if you make one that's even moderately good, it will live on forever.
Yeah.
So, you know, like,
I mean, people are still talking about fucking Christmas with the Cranks, and that shit sucks.
people talk about Jingle All the Way. That movie's terrible.
That shit sucks.
But people, for some reason,
they have a fondness for it.
They do. And like, you know, there's 1,000 Hallmark, those kind of movies. But if you can break through and make a Christmas movie at all that people can somehow find tradition in. I mean, even like back to Halloween, Hocus Pocus.
Oh, when that came out, everyone I know hated it.
I hated it. And for the record, I still hate it. But that movie now is like a beloved classic Halloween movie.
Halloween
But it's
classic.
like, when did that switch flip?
Yeah.
Because that was not the case.
Yeah.
This was like a laughed at movie. And now all of a sudden, like, oh, we're making a sequel. I can't wait. It's like, you can't wait. The first one sucked. But people have found fondness for it.
Yeah.
Which I think, you know, Christmas movies kind of hit that as well.
I think the Hallmark movie stuff is really interesting because to me that represents there really is a thirst for earnest, corny movies.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is definitely the missing piece.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that on Christmas. If you make an earnest, corny movie about anything, it might hit, it might not. But it's Christmas. Oh, okay. I'm going to watch it on Christmas. But I really think there is a real thirst for straightforward, not trying to push your buttons, not trying to whatever. It's just corny and earnest. And they have romances that, you know, again, I feel like if you put a romance in a movie now that's in a wide theatrical, you know, movie, there's got to be something to the romance. Well, it's this, but they can't have that. Or it's you know, the relationship can't work because of this. Like they always have to twist it. Whereas in the Hallmark movies, it's just.
Yeah, it's simple.
I'm the guy who decorates all the trees in town. Oh, well, you know, I'm the one that da-da-da, and they fall in love, and that's it. And they go on a cute date. And it's just easy, you know what I mean? But I think there's a real thirst for that, about that earnest corniness that they're afraid to put in movie theaters, or maybe it just wouldn't work in movie theaters, but it works in a Hallmark movie. Mm-hmm. So I'm always very fascinated by that. But
I do think, you know, for me, my classic Christmas movie is like Home Alone, because that's what I was a kid and I was like obsessed with that movie. Yeah. And even like Christmas Vacation was another movie that I've seen because I watched that as a kid a billion times.
You know that's one that I did not see until probably like college age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always saw bits and pieces, seemed cool, whatever. Watched it in the Blu-ray era. I'm gonna say 2007 or 8. Didn't see it till then. And then watch it and was like, oh, you want a cheesy movie for a cheesy 80s movie for Christmas? This is cream of the crop.
That's cream of the crop.
And then I'm looking through it and I'm like, this is made by like a lot of the same Home Alone people. Like no shit, they nailed it.
Yeah.
That was I don't have the child connection to it. It's just a fucking funny movie.
Well, see, sometimes, you know, we have the Dave situation where it doesn't work, but this one did. Yeah. That one did. Yeah. So, you know, I do feel like, again, if you want a Christmas Carol story, you want to hear about Scrooge, this is probably, I would say, your best bet.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to enjoy here, no matter what. If you're tired of the Scrooge story, the Christmas Carol.
There's a lot of things, like I love the practical effects.
Great effects in this
love
movie.
the makeup. And I thought there were moments that were like really funny. It was really entertaining. So overall, I have a really good, you know, this movie was great for that.
Yeah.
Like, is it my favorite Christmas movie? No. But I think it was doomed from the start because I don't like A Christmas Carol, the story.
Yeah. We're just kind of all spent on that.
Yeah.
But they did a great job.
No, they did. So, yeah.
Given what it was.
I don't know if you want to do shakers now or even more to say about this movie. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me.
No, I mean, that's mostly it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was great for what it was. I could see why it's a classic. And I think if I grew up with this movie, I would have a lot more fondness for it.
This is definitely one that if I had seen it earlier, I'd be watching this every year.
Yeah.
But I still like it. It's just I think I would have needed that connection to keep watching it.
Yeah. But I say overall for Christmas movies, this is high up there. This is good.
In my mind, because of the child bias that we always talk about, childhood bias,
Yeah.
whenever somebody asks me about the best Christmas Carol, I will always go to like Mickey's.
Yeah, I love that one
Carol.
too.
That was a classic.
Classic.
But again, that's what I saw it. That was my introduction to that story. So to me, that's the best.
Yeah. But to me, I don't know when the story became, I think it was 1888 or I don't remember the year that a Christmas Carol became a thing. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I have that note. But I was looking into it because like how many times I told this fucking story?
Yeah.
But again, this is a new take on it. I liked it.
Yeah.
For what it was. So I picked it. I'll do the shakers. If you want a Bill Murray movie where he's a dick and learns the error of his ways, I say go with Groundhog's Day. But if you want to add Christmas into the mix, then this one is right up your alley and you'll be fine with it. I'm going to give this a 3.5. 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a solid 3. Solid 3. Enjoyed it very much. Didn't like it enough to be a 4. Probably would have been a 4 had I seen it as I definitely would have fucking jived with this if I saw it as a kid and had that bond. I could tell you right now in an alternate history I was obsessed with Scrooge. Didn't see it until this last year. So yeah, but I'm gonna give it a solid 3. Solid 3.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. And you know what? I've seen this artwork my whole life, and now I can finally check it off the list.
Yeah.
That's something that I can't
all
escape.
The time. Yeah.
And I'll be real. I hate this fucking poster. I hate it.
Oh, yeah?
I've always hated it. And it's just gross to me. You got the E.T. moon and Bill Murray cigar, and he looks fucking psycho. And the skeleton hand, not for me. But it makes more sense now that I've seen the movie. But anyways, Rocco, I picked this one. What's your pick?
Okay, so do you want to do? I think this is probably coming out. You know, we're doing this a little bit before Christmas, but I think this is coming out on Christmas.
It is.
I think this is probably So I don't think
Merry Christmas.
I don't
everyone.
think doing another Christmas episode would make a ton of sense.
Maybe not.
You know,
I can't believe. Wow, this came out on. You know what, everyone? If you're watching us on Christmas, then I hope you're having the most Merry Christmas. And
if you're stuck watching this, I don't think you are.
Honestly, what I'm just gonna guess.
Looking at our ass.
I'm gonna paint a scenario. You're at your family's house and you just need a fucking break. No more politics at the table. I'm just gonna go into the back room where I grew up. I moved out since, but I'm just gonna go back in this room where I just feel comfortable and just put this on my phone. And just escape this nonsense for a little bit. Maybe that's what you did today, or maybe your family's out of town and you're just missing us or missing the family and you're stuck with us. But hey, Merry Christmas either way.
Yeah.
Rocco, so Christmas movie, I don't know if that really makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'll do it. I'll watch whatever you want.
That's kind of hard to say.
I'll watch a Christmas movie in fucking July. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, we will have seen a lot of Christmas movies this week.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, you know what? Can I check something? I know this is impromptu.
You know what? Sometimes, usually we have it lined up, but not today. I've been on the verge of sneezing this past 5 minutes, and it's just not happening. But if it happens randomly, forgive me, everyone.
All right, I'm going rogue.
Okay.
I am doing Christmas. I'm doing another haul. So let me just clarify some. Congrats on the sneeze.
Thank you.
Let me clarify some stuff.
Okay.
In my family, everyone's different, but in my family, and if you look into a lot of stuff when it comes to the lore behind Christmas, the religious stuff behind Christmas, you always hear about the 12 days of Christmas.
I've heard about that.
If you really investigate it, that's after Christmas.
Oh.
Christmas is the beginning of the 12 days of Christmas.
What?
But the fucking media, the mainstream media tries to tell you it's the days leading up to it.
You're telling me that the 12th day of Christmas is really in January?
Yeah.
What?
Because it's like Epiphany or whatever. I don't know. Whatever they call it, that's what it is. But My family, how we handled it, to us, it was always Christmas until New Year's Day. Like,
Yeah.
you're still doing it. Don't take the decorations down.
There is a window after Christmas before New Year's that is like almost like time stands still.
That's still Christmas in our family.
You know what? For us too, it's not necessarily, but everyone's off and we're all just kind of just like hanging out, doing. And honestly, when you have so many families or whatever, it's like, oh, I'm having Christmas with my dad today, and then Jenny's parents would be like the 27th or whatever. You kind of just like have more Christmases than just the day. Okay, yeah, I get that.
So I'm gonna pick another Christmas thing because we're probably gonna be watching some holiday stuff this week.
Okay,
I'm gonna pick a movie. It was straight to video.
Oh, what?
Straight to Blu-ray, straight to DVD. But good news, it's free on YouTube.
Oh, what?
Not. I'm not gonna say legally.
Okay,
but it's been on there for a while.
What the fuck are you picking?
We have done too much. We're doing cinema. We're doing Scorsese. We're doing Richard Donner.
Yeah,
all that. We're going way far away from that. We're gonna join in on our friend. We've had a lot of concern for him over the past year. So we want to check in on him, Bam Margera, because 15 years ago, this is the 15th anniversary. 15 years ago, he released an iconic holiday special entitled "Where the Fuck is Santa?"
What is this?
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Well, guess what? At the height, I don't know about the height, but still around the apex of Viva La Bam and all that stuff happening, he did a direct-to-video, basically special Viva La Bam. It wasn't part of the series, but it was kind of done in the same style.
Okay.
Where he insists that Santa is a real guy who lives in like Helsinki or something like that. It's not the North Pole. He's in like Finland or Iceland so I don't remember where, but they fly over there to Europe to acquire Santa and bring him back for a party at Bam's house. So this was a direct-to-video movie. We're gonna watch it.
Okay.
Next week's movie, Where the Fuck is Santa? Bam Margera classic.
Good luck finding this on Letterboxd.
I think it's on there.
No way.
I think it is.
All right. Well, then.
But yeah, it is on YouTube. Anyone could watch it for free. It's been up there for a couple years. A few years. 9 years.
How long is it?
It's not even an hour and a half.
Okay.
So you got no excuse to watch it.
You got no excuse. All right. Well, hey, if you're watching this on Christmas, your day just got even better because now you can watch Where the Fuck is Santa? And thanks for joining us on Movie Club and the Patreon. And it's,
Yeah.
Is this the last one of the year?
Possibly.
Last thing maybe of the year?
Possibly.
Well, then, hey, thank you for a great 2023. We'll see you in 2024.
Absolutely.
We got some stuff planned I'm very excited about. And, Happy New Year, everyone. Good night. Rocco.
Good night.
Oh, yeah, you end it. You say the last thing. Go ahead. You took too long.
Peace on
Nope,
earth.
fuck out. Took too long. Good night.